So we had also this Kreutzer etude, which folks did variously. On average, you guys did kind of 2 or 3 chords. And that's good. That's about what I expected. Some of you did more of it, but at a less good level. And I would opt for right now at a very good level. So I would love it to be... Two, three, four. Something like that. All in tune, all strong, bow nicely prepared. Okay? So, some of you had a hard time figuring out what notes there were. This one, you kind of knew where F was. I forgot that, whether that one was going to be a 1. Let's try a different one. This is the interval of a 6th, and I want you to get to learn that interval of a 6th is down a string, down a finger. This is also a 6th, down a string, down a finger. So for this one, go ahead and write the fingerings in above the notes. That would be super helpful for you, and then you'll know where you're shifting. I like to put a dash in the music when I have a shift. A number without a shift, without a dash means no shift. A number with a dash means a shift is indicated. So this would be open 2, 1, dash 1, 3, 2, 1, dash. If I'm shifting there, okay? Does that make sense? Now let's talk about how to practice these. These are going to be somewhat challenging for you. First thing is I want you to know what key they're in. And so you have to look for where the intervals stack up in thirds. Space, 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 or line, line, line. The bottom one of those is going to be the key. So this, in C major, the first several, sorry, D minor, the first one, it's line, line, line right from the beginning. So it's the bottom one is the bass, so that's D minor. The next one is G minor. Minor, please. Some of you played major, okay? Space, 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 space. So that is G minor. And you could say note names with this. Remember how we talked about notes having addresses with the one position arpeggios? Same thing here. G, B, D, G. Or, even better, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay? Good. So that's how to approach this with your brain. Okay? Your brain needs to know what fingers, needs to know the interval size, needs to know the name of the note, and needs to know the location in the chord. Now, for hearing, some of it's for intonation. So I suggest you play some double stops. And the double stops are not going to be necessarily the next door note on the page, but they're going to be the next door note on the fingerboard. So for the first open G, again in the second chord, the G minor one, let's see. We've got, we play those 2 notes together. We actually play these notes. We could also play the B flat with the open D string and the B flat with the G. So now we shift on the G. So this G could be played with the D. The B flat could be played with the D. Hope you see what I mean there. Now this D could be played with the B, it also could be played with the G. The G's could be played together, and the B flat could be played with the G. So there's a lot of possibilities. Just see what fingers or what other notes in the chord you could play while you're playing any specific finger. Play all of them. And there's no right time to do this, no right sequence. It's just a matter of getting you used to those hand frames. So part of this would be to see this. This arpeggio as really a series of double stops, and then your hand gets stronger, okay? You can practice shifts, you can take shifts out of it. I always like practicing shifts with open strings in the middle. Okay, then you can practice short bursts, which would be fun. I consider 5 notes. Then, sorry, then 9 notes. Right, so 4 notes, 5 notes at a time. The 5th note becomes the first note of the next figure, and then groups of 9. Always make sure your bow is firm on any new string. And that the order of operations in life for the viola always goes left hand, right hand, go. And I think you'll see that when I perform. Left hand, right hand. Left hand, right hand, go. Hold the top note for long enough, which is da da dee da dum. If you're counting in 8th notes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 whole 8th notes, okay? So practice each 2-bar module, which is 1 chord, 1 key, a bunch of times. 5, 7, 10 minutes, just that one, okay? You might do only one a day, and you might do that same one several days in a row. But then every few days, just try and string several of these together. So you each accomplish kind of 1, 2, or 3, sort of. So let's all try and double that and try and have about 4, or 5, or 6 of them done when I see you again. And know what keys you're playing. The first one is D minor, second one is G, the third one is C, the fourth one is F, etc. Okay? So that's Kreutzer number 12. Slow, perfect, solid, and then adding speed. I'd like you to think a little bit about playing double stops, maybe just 1 octave in the key of G. Octaves. And what I'd like you to do is, first of all, do them this way. Breaking the notes apart so you could hear them. Then I'd like you to play slurred pairs. Then slurred triplets. That's a little bit more advanced. We'll do more of that next time. So that's the complete diet for this time. In the key of G, we've got 1 position scales and arpeggios. We have the 3-octave scale and the arpeggios and broken thirds. And we've got the Kreutzer number 12 going a little bit further into that, and maybe some octaves. Okay? So have a good time, and we'll see you soon.